Hey guys, welcome back. Sorry for the technical difficulties. We seem to be having those. I am now. See, I want everybody to see this on stream. See this stream deck that keeps on causing me problems? I'm unplugging it. Once we figure it out, I'm sure it'll be great. Anyways, I'm JoeyB. Let's do this again. This is.
I am Justin Morton.
Autumn Philman.
And Nick Sato.
We are kicking off the first episode of our campaign that takes place in a world called The Fold. You may notice we have a coming soon up on the character screen. We are down one player and looking for a new one. I'm super sad to lose her, but unfortunately she can't be here anymore. Just a little too much of a drive from where she's coming from, and we completely understand that. So for all of you fans of you-know-who, I won't mention any names, we're sorry to not have her either.
Battle mat and whatnot? Or?
I will need a battle eventually, yeah.
Okay.
So.
Yeah, just message down.
All right, cool. So our world takes place as a homebrew, and let's just jump right in since we already did the intro once and I don't want to do it again. The Fold is a world without gods. It's not that people don't believe in a creator. They might believe in a creator, but organized religion itself is what's considered to put the world at war. So organized religion has been outlawed. Okay, so you guys play as what's called hunters. And they all know this, but for you out there, hunters are, as Justin so kindly put it, the witchers of our world. They are the special forces put together by the councils of the land that put down insurrections, put down, if there's cultists out there, they put them down, supernatural, they put them down, rebellion, they put it down. So they come from all walks of life, and we'll get to the characters in here in a second. But I'm going to go ahead and read this. The world has been at peace for over 10 generations now. The gods are dead, and while faith and belief in a creator still exists, most people seek knowledge of that creator through the proof they see in the world, or simply believe in advancement through science. What is referred to as magic is now studied by scholars and understood to be the movement and workings of energy that flows through the world and can be harnessed by the adept who study it. There are many powers that rule the world as it is. These powers have come to an understanding that we need each other and that a civil world should be able to exist together. The world is not without problems. There are still uncivilized creatures bent on violence. There are people who try to put an end to peace, and sometimes dark forces at play. The councils that form the ruling governments are swift to punishment. They also employ the help of mercenaries known as hunters. While violent magics and weapons are off limits to most civilians, hunters are allowed to exercise the use of these tools, and as part of a hunter's oath, they understand the punishment for misusing their power is severe. The economy of the world has prospered under the rule of these new councils. There are those, however, that believe that underneath this facade, something more sinister is at play. That being said, we'll go ahead and start. So like I said, we are actually in the world of The Fold, and our first kind of branch of this campaign is going to take place in the kingdom of Fethin. And you guys have been called by letter or by familiar or by delivery pigeon, however you choose to be called, to a certain coordinate. And this coordinate is northwest of a town called Wyglen on the coast, in the middle of a pretty dense forest. We have decided that you're going to go ahead and introduce your character first.
Alright. I'm playing a dragonborn bard
Okay.
named Narakas. And actually, I'm not going to give anything up on my backstory. I want to leave a mystery for you guys to find out on your own time.
And we will be doing a lot of that, fill in the blanks, because this is a narrative story again. This will all go up on the anvil so you can kind of follow along.
No spoilers.
Yeah. So, Narakas, as you're walking through the forest, you pull out your hunter stone and notice it's starting to glow. And you have... the little stone is just a little simple flat stone with a rune carved in it that you carved in when you were after initiation to become a hunter. And you notice that that's starting. What color is that stone glowing?
Blue.
So your blue rune is starting to glow and pulse, and that means that you know you're getting closer to the camp. And as you take a couple of steps forward into what appears to be a clearing in the forest, suddenly a camp materializes. In the middle, you see the everlasting flame that the hunters use, an enchanted flame that never goes out, fire pit. You notice the crates of everlasting food that are get enchanted, and the water skins that are always full. And in the middle, there's a statue of what appears to be a weeping lady in a hood, with her eyes covered, and her hands are kind of out. And below her is a pool of water in a bowl, almost like her tears are crying into it. You know that this is where you're supposed to be, and you know that that is a hunter's effigy. And a hunter's effigy is usually where you get your orders from. And those orders may not come right away because there may be more pieces to the puzzle. What do you do?
Well, I'm gonna walk over to the statue
Okay.
and see if there's any direct information for me alone.
As you proceed, you notice the water start to ripple in the little bowl below, but nothing comes.
I'll probably just go find a comfortable spot at the camp, look around, since it is a replenishing station, replenish my supplies, and basically I'm going to relax for a little bit and just kind of see what happens.
Very good. And that brings us to our next character.
My name is Alex Silverdown. I am a rogue, and that's all I'm giving.
Okay, why don't you describe yourself really quick for me?
I have brown hair and blue eyes. I'm pale, and I normally wear a black cloak of some sort.
Typical seedy figure, right? So where are you coming from?
I probably just left town.
Okay. So you're coming from probably the nearest, port town, which would be Clayweight, because of how you travel in this world. And the same thing happens to you as you approach this clearing. Again, your runestone starts to glow. And what color does yours glow?
Purple.
Purple. So the purple light starts to illuminate and pulse. And as you walk into the clearing, you see the Dragonborn sitting at a bench. And go ahead and describe yourself.
Well, black, as in a black dragon, swampy style creature, acid, is a style of Dragonborn, you would say I am. 6 foot tall, medium build. Wearing just your standard studded leather, protection, and that's pretty much about all you see.
Okay.
And I see the statue.
And you see the statue. Yeah. You see everything in the camp he saw, yes.
Yeah, I'm gonna walk up to the statue.
Same thing. Water ripples, nothing happens.
I chuckle. Have a seat. Make yourself at home for a few minutes.
Yeah, okay. I sit down with him.
Okay. Just kind of awkward silence between you two. I suppose.
One. Yeah, I was gonna say one hunter eyeing up another, wondering what's going on.
Yeah. It is not uncommon for hunters to work together, but usually they do work individually.
Exactly.
So it is not unheard of, though. Okay, that brings us to our next character. Same thing. Why don't you tell me a little bit who you are and where you're coming from?
My name is Thrax Sixion Fellhorn, fourth born of the noble Fellhorn family. Being a beastkin, or tiefling by any other name, I am unlike my fellow siblings. Pale-skinned humans, I am ashen gray, my hair a silvery white. At 27 years old, I left my home, seeking answers that I knew my life required.
Very good.
Gotta step my game up.
So as you approach the same thing happens. You pull out your runestone, which is
Fell green.
Fell green. So we have blue, purple, and green. Fell green. The veil kind of rips apart and exposes reality, and there you see the tiefling, or the dragonborn and the half elf sitting, the fire, the effigy.
So how long have you been a dragon?
He was born that way.
Because
Have
he's
you
a
not-
dragonborn?
Come across his kind before.
Oh, no.
So to clarify, Dragonborn and Tiefling are less common in this world. They are known as wildlings. They come from the western continent. Beastkin, yes, sorry. Wildlings, I've been watching too much. Anyways, keep on going.
Yeah,
Beastkin.
anyway.
Beastkin. Thank you. So, you guys are here. And nothing seems to be going on yet.
Has the effigy spoken yet?
No.
We wouldn't be here if it did.
Water just rippled.
You can try it.
Maybe you have better luck with it than we have.
Perhaps. I'm going to approach the effigy.
So, as you approach it, it starts to wave again. A little bit more than it did for you guys, and you can kind of see that from a distance, but it's almost like it's waiting for something.
I think we're all supposed to be there.
I'm going to present my hunter stone.
Starts rippling a little bit more.
I agree. I also walk over with my hunter stone, stand next to him with it.
Now it's almost bubbling.
Same thing.
And the pot boils over and smooths out. And it gives you a picture of a town. And then this town is a little seaport town. And there is an inn. And that inn is called the Green Crow.
Apparently we have our task.
And as it starts to dissipate, and after that shows that the sign of the Green Crow, it points a compass in the general direction you're supposed to be headed. And you know that to be to the south, where Wyglan is located.
Well, as much as I like to work alone normally, obviously us three are supposed to be in on this together, since it wouldn't respond to anything except all three of us.
I would concur.
Alright.
Let's go.
So you guys head out. As you head out, again the veil rips back, and you head through the trees onto the main road, and you head to the south. It's probably about an hour's walk from where you are to the city, or the town, I should say. And on your way you notice an old man on the side of the road, stooped down, almost hunched over in pain, cloaked over.
I go up to him.
He kind of looks up, and he looks very frail and malnourished.
Are you okay?
He says, I'm okay is a term I guess you could use.
Can I do an insight check?
Yeah.
Do what check?
Insight.
18.
You can tell that he's definitely being honest when he says that he's not feeling so hot with the sarcasm.
Well, what do you need?
He says, well, I'm just weak from the journey. I'm leaving Wyglen, headed to the capital.
Can we help you get to the town?
Well, I just came from Wyglen.
Oh,
Do you
He
need
says-
anything for your journey, the direction you're going?
Well, I ran out of rations and I don't have much money. Either would help.
I have some spare rations.
I can give you some money.
Okay. So what do you guys do? So he takes the rations and he
Yeah.
slowly opens them and he takes a couple bites and he says, I appreciate that. And as you hand him the money, he looks like it's been a long time since somebody's done something kind for him. And he says, I thank you very much. This will get me where I need to go. And
I give
he's
2 gold.
2 gold. His eyes get huge. He's like, I haven't seen this money in a long time. I appreciate it. Wonder, who are you?
Just people trying to get to a place to do a thing.
As a matter of fact, what are both of your names, since we are traveling in the same direction?
Narakas is
Alec.
my name.
Alec.
Not Alex, not Al, not Link. I've been called them all.
He looks at you guys like kind of weird since you're traveling together and didn't even know each other's names, and he says, and he kind of stands up more straight than he has before, and his gray hair kind of falls out, and he gets a smirk on his face, and he says, I knew there was a reason I chose you. And as he starts to walk off, he fades into the mist.
Well, alright.
Cool. I'm glad I gave him money.
Gets a little interesting more by the minute, doesn't it?
Yep.
I was under the impression that only hunters were allowed to use magic.
Maybe it's a racial thing?
Violent magics, healing magics are allowed, but it is odd to see somebody just disappear.
Yeah, that was weird.
Maybe it's one of our bosses.
I've seen our bosses. They do not look like old men. I mean, some of them do.
Okay. Let's...
Shall we?
Yes.
Yeah.
We shall.
As opposed to just tarrying here.
So you turn around, and you notice there was a note where he stood pinned to the tree that he stood next to.
I grab it.
It's a simple piece of paper, and it just says, The Elect. ELECT.
Care to share with us what that said, Alec?
The Elect. Whatever that means.
Do you show it to anybody else? Like, do you actually hand it to him, or do you just read it to him?
I just read it to him and then put it in my pocket.
Okay. As you're going to put it in your pocket, the black ink part turns into what appears to be some sort of winged small insects and flutters off the ink, and the paper dissolves in your hand.
Well, that was weird. Do you know any magic that does that?
What on earth makes you think that I know magic?
I don't know.
Pull
The
your mic
hat,
closer to you,
the
both of
cloak.
You can move it if you need
I
to.
don't have a hat on or a cloak.
Sorry, I just kind of stereotyped you as a guy that knows magic. You did say something about magic.
Oh, this is going to be an entertaining journey, I can already tell.
Oh, let's just keep going.
So we continue on, and about 45 minutes later you reach Wagland. It's a small little port town. Maybe max like 800, 900 people live here. You can tell that their main economy is just, they import something because there's wagons regularly leaving town as you're on the road. And as you come closer and you approach, you notice a lot of noise for a small town. A lot of chatter and instruments playing and celebration, and these three guys kind of, as you get closer, kind of come by you and like bump into you, and they're like, oh, sorry. And you notice that they're armed. And it's unusual to have armed civilians because you have to have a license to carry a weapon, like a sword or a mace or something like that. Daggers, things like that.
Sure.
Can
Bows
I talk
for
to one of
protection.
the less drunk ones?
If you'd like, yeah. Go ahead.
Why do you have a weapon? Do you have a permit for that?
He laughs. He says, they all seem drunk. He's like, permit? Yeah, I got a permit. I'm a treasure hunter. What are you?
A person? I mean, yeah, that's what I am.
He kind of looks at you like weird. He's like, whatever. And stumbles off with his buddies.
Well, that was rude.
I'm definitely just holding back, observing the situation for a second, a little bit here.
What are a bunch of treasure hunters doing in a small town like this?
Probably hunting treasure.
So as you get closer, you notice that the main streets, which there's one main street that goes through the center of town and one that leads to what appears to be a bigger sort of building, they're packed. I mean, just people everywhere, guys hitting on girls, laughing, people drinking, and like almost like the tavern spilled out in the street. And the tavern is at the end of town on the main street, and you can tell it's there because that's where the crowd's the thickest. And you can see barmaids running out and trying to help people on the street, and people are putting silver and gold in their hand, and there's just everywhere you look, there's people, and you notice that they're all armed. Which, again, is an unusual sight.
Okay, I get that there's treasure hunters here, but why are... This seems weird that there are this many. You can see one or two around sometimes, but this is a lot.
Perhaps we're late to the party.
Well, we need to get into the Green Crow, see what's going on. I say, I don't know, it looks pretty busy. How about I play a song, throw a distraction out there as you guys meander on in, see if you can get any information.
Are you a patron of the arts?
I do like to perform myself a little bit here and there.
He is holding an instrument.
I do rather appreciate an artist.
Okay, so you guys approach and there's a big crowd around the front door. You also notice that at the front door, they've actually hired 2 half-orc bouncers. So,
I would like to approach them
I hate
to
bouncers.
get into the tavern.
okay. So you, like, swim through the crowd, like, kind of, like, like, nicely, like, brushing people out of the way, and one dude's like, hey, what's the big deal? You're cutting in line.
Just trying to figure out what the commotion is all about.
Yeah.
Perhaps you
He
could
looks at
educate us more
He looks at his
ignorant.
buddy, he goes, why are we waiting in line when they're serving alcohol out here? His buddy's like, I got in line because you got in line. And he's like, well, I got in line because you got in line. And they kind of like look confused and they're like, why are we waiting in line again?
I'm
And they
gonna,
kind of let you go by. Like as they're having this, vulture conversation. I didn't do that, conversation. So, as you approach the orcs, they stop you. The half-orcs.
Good day, gentlemen.
They just kind of grunt at you.
I'm going to present my my hunter stone.
He kind of cracks his neck. He goes, you got any friends?
I'm right behind him.
Apparently,
Hunters also.
indeed.
Oh, yeah.
Pull up the badge.
I really don't want to have to kick a hunter out of the bar, so can you keep out of trouble?
Probably.
He looks at you with like some sort of respect that you have a job to do and expects that. Looks like he expects that same sort
We'll
of
stay
respect.
out of
back.
trouble as long as trouble doesn't find us.
Quiet as the grave.
Because you showed him your badges, he lets you in. As you get in, most of the tables are full, but you notice that there are some up front that have been roped off. And there's another half-orc bouncer up there.
That seems like the right place to start.
Well, let's continue our luck. See if maybe our respect is still appreciated moving forward, and just get any information up there.
I go up to the bouncer.
As you approach him, you notice he looks a lot like the one you just talked to. And he goes, I know, the hunters. Have a seat.
Are you a simulacrum?
He looked at you like, what?
Don't strain the poor fellow's mind.
He laughed. He literally laughs when you say that. I'm not that dumb. I don't know what that means, but I'm not that dumb.
Are you a clone?
Oh, you're talking about my twin brother outside?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, no, I'm not a clone. That's my twin brother.
Oh,
I will wave my hand for Neuraxis to step ahead.
So you guys step in, you take a seat. These are actually really nice tables. They're like kind of covered in a purple tablecloth with a gold runner going down the middle, some candles on there. It's fairly dimly lit. There's a large commotion going around the bar on the back, and there's a lot of chatting and noise. But here it's fairly peaceful, and every once in a while you hear somebody raise their voice, and as soon as they raise it, the half-orc goes over and just nabs them and then throws them out. You know what I mean? It's like they're not putting up with anything in here. And out comes an older half-elf woman. She's definitely, you can tell she's seen seen some time on her face, and her name is actually, and you guys can see that on the tablet if you want. Her name is Lyrian, as she approaches, she says, "I am Lyrian, and may I ask what brings hunters to my establishment?"
When duty calls, we arrive.
He means we don't actually know why we're here. We were just sent here.
I understand how hunters work, darling. I've been alive for 350 years.
Oh.
I know that your messages can be quite cryptic, so I'm assuming it told you to come here specifically.
Yes.
She says, "Well, do you have any idea why?"
We were hoping you would.
Yeah. You do seem like a person to talk to.
Out of curiosity, what seems to be the draw for the numerous treasure hunters that seem to have flooded your town?
You didn't overhear anybody talking on your way in?
Other than the regular debauchery, no.
Well, it appears that a dungeon, if you will, has appeared out of nowhere, or has been discovered, depending on who you talk to. But it's never been mapped out before. We've had no prior knowledge of this place. And such a place would hold a large draw for treasure hunters, as most places in the world have already been combed over. Now, whether it's appeared or has been discovered, I couldn't tell you. I've been in the area a long time, but I can recall no dungeon. But I don't get out much often either. The tavern keeps me here, and has for almost my whole life.
So the appearance of a dungeon must be quite good for business.
Obviously. I've had to hire staff.
We've noticed the twins.
They seem nice.
She goes, "Gore and Boar? Oh, they're actually really nice."
Regular scholars, I imagine.
Who was born first?
I can't even tell them apart, hon.
I know. I thought they were similar.
Has it been giving your town any trouble? That's usually why we're sent.
No trouble here. Obviously, I'm raking in the coin right about now. I sit on the council, and we've had no reports of trouble. But you never know.
What if we're just supposed to go in the dungeon?
We're probably supposed to investigate, but if there's not a problem, there inevitably will be. Dungeons aren't full of treasure and undiscovered for periods of time without a reason.
Something is suspicious.
Yeah,
We're definitely called for a reason.
we haven't. And as she says that, the lights, kind of these gas lamps, kind of light up on stage, and the stage gets brighter, and the rest of the tavern dims, and you see this clever kind of pipe system they have on their gas lights, and they're controllable. Just one of the many kind of advancements you'd see in a world like this. And she says, "Oh, excuse me for a second, I must go." And the curtains on the stage start to open up, and before you see a beautiful, about 5'5" tall woman with long red hair, striking blue eyes, and her face is covered with a porcelain mask. And she and you can just see the red hair coming out of her hood. And as she tips back her hood and reveals her red hair, it's just this fiery red hair. You can't really tell what race she is because of the mask and the robes. And she begins to sing, and everybody in the tavern is silent as she sings the song. And you guys are kind of enthralled by it.
I was gonna say.
Like, I mean, everybody in this tavern has stopped, and you can look back and you see the half-orc just kind
I
of
need to take some notes from this.
drooling as she sings this beautiful melody. And after the song is done, the owner, Lyrian, comes out and says, "Thank you for the performance, Luke." And she walks off stage, and Lyrian makes an announcement. She says, "Anybody who has any information on the dungeon that's appeared or explored, or and as she's trying to talk, everybody's getting rowdy again. And she's like, She's trying to scream on top of her lungs that, you know, if you have any information, come give it to me. You know, and she goes off stage and everything resumes.
I'm going to follow her off. Just like run downstairs.
Yeah, the exit is like in your roped area. This is like the VIP area.
All right.
So, go ahead.
Hi.
You're talking to Loot?
Yes.
She looks at you and looks back at your group. And she doesn't say anything, but she looks interested.
So, I heard a little that you were trying to get some information on the dungeon.
Me? She says. No, that was Lyrian asking for the information. The proprietor.
But you don't want any information on it?
I am simply a performer. Are you looking for information on it?
A little bit.
And who are you?
Just a half-elf looking for some information.
Interesting. And she looks back and she says, only people who are important sit up here. And I'm assuming you're with them?
Yeah.
And she walks over the table and she sits down. I'm Lou.
Well, nice to meet you.
Bravo. It was a delightful performance.
Very beautiful. My name is Narakis.
It's a pleasure to meet you, but you're either here for information or here for my signature. Which is it?
Information.
I started with information, but it seems that your talented arts might be the reason that we stay.
I might like it autograph myself, actually.
She takes out, what appears to be, it would look like a quill in those days, but she doesn't have an ink pot, and she reaches over to your instrument and she actually signs her name on the instrument and says, I appreciate the compliments, but I'm not much for formalities.
That's fine. Do you know anything about the dungeon?
I've heard whispers, and I travel a lot, so I've heard whispers from other towns too. Some dungeon mysteriously appeared.
Can I make an investigation to see what race she is?
You can try, yeah.
Or we can just say, what race are you? Unless that's rude. Wow.
That is a natural
Okay.
20.
You can tell that she has normal human skin. But you can definitely see that in this striking red hair that she's trying to hide something. And she notices you looking at her. Like she is very keen. She's reading each and every one of you, and when she knows you looking, she lifts her hood and repositions it up. And she says, yes, whispers of appearing or discovered, but I'm not a treasure hunter myself, although it does pique my curiosity.
I'm curious, someone of your talents, what brings you to such a small town like this?
My manager.
That would make sense.
We were actually, we sailed in here and we're on our way to the capital. Not too horribly long. But turns out to be a fairly good stroke of luck, as this place apparently has its share of people here now.
Would you know anywhere to direct us to someone that would know the information we're looking for?
I might be persuaded to. She looks over.
Do you take cash?
I'm not interested in cash. I make plenty of that. And she says, there may have been a caravan that was robbed. And on that caravan may have been something that I could find some value in. And if you don't want to work for me, you could always try the elders or the council.
What direction was the caravan going when it was robbed?
It was headed towards the capital.
Headed towards
Main
the
road.
capital.
Yes.
Okay.
Looks like we're gonna make a quick pit stop.
Oh, you don't have to.
We
on mine.
have our obligations, and I do apologize, my fair lady, but we actually do have a job to perform here.
She smiles and she says, you never know what your obligations actually are. And she gets up and walks off.
That felt like really rude.
I'm sorry. Was I supposed to be polite?
Yes.
Oh. Pity. Well, Naraxis, assuming by your musical instrument, you would be quite good at perhaps working a crowd and finding information. In my experience, the barkeep knows more about the town than the mayor.
I would agree. I would completely agree with you.
Would you do me the honors?
Well, I can.
As you can see, I'm very rude.
I'm going to sit off to the side a little bit. No one's noticing me, leaning in the corner. And the barkeep's over there busy, very busy. And cast Charm.
Okay. On Lyrian?
Well, now does she have some workers?
She does, yeah. There's barmaids and everybody running around, yeah. I mean, she's literally had to probably hire like 40 people.
I was thinking about the main helper she has behind the bar right there. Not
Okay.
her herself, but her main helper she has behind the bar.
As you look behind the bar, you do see that there's quite a few people tending it, and there's one person back, like, kind of looking. He's kind of a bigger guy, human, and he's just kind of watching and making sure. And when somebody raises your voice, you see him point at him. Raises their voice, you see him point at him. So that would be who you would be trying to get.
Okay. Yes, I would like to cast Charm on that person.
Go ahead and make me roll.
Okay. 20?
Yep.
I can't even read it.
Well, do you roll for that or
I
no?
thought
No,
it
you.
was
It's
a
a
saving
risen.
throw.
Yeah,
Roll
sorry.
for that?
It's a
Yeah, what's the DC on it? Sorry.
It's 10 plus your charisma modifier.
10 plus my charisma.
Yep.
So, do 13.
13. He fails miserably. He has, you notice as everything's like going on, he kind of like pops up and looks over at you, and he walks up and he says, "Can I help you?"
Well, yes. I was just looking for someone to hang out with and talk to around here for a few minutes. Everyone else seems so, having a good time and drunk and everything, but you seem pretty laid back and calm and maybe looking for some good conversation.
Yeah, my name's Kevin. I just kind of watch and make sure everything's good around here. I'm just a supervisor.
You supervise. Well, it must be interesting as of lately.
Yeah, it's been kind of crazy with everybody in here.
Yeah.
You can tell he's kind of socially awkward and not probably the best talker in the world.
So what kind of stuff have you heard around here lately? Anything interesting? Stories, rumors, gossip?
I heard that Mr. Smith's husband was having an affair.
Oh. Is that a surprise, really?
I don't know. Maybe.
What's up with this dungeon, supposedly, that everyone's talking about?
The dungeon. Yeah, the one that appeared. Yeah, they've been talking about that a lot. I heard that.
Is that where the affair happened?
Well, I don't know. Maybe that would be quite interesting, wouldn't it?
Yeah. I was curious.
I don't believe so. That probably happened at his house. But, anyways.
So there's a
Hi, Blue
dungeon
Box.
that appeared, huh?
Yeah, there's a dungeon that appeared. I heard, anyways, and I also heard rumor that a hunter went missing.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Did you happen to ever catch any identification of this hunter, or like what color stone it was that he carried, or what he looked like?
I never met him.
You never met him?
Yeah, I just heard rumor.
Where no one described him or anything like that, or anything?
No, and I imagine the council probably would try to keep something like that under wraps. Hunter gone missing.
So far, what's the rumors of the location of this supposedly appearing
Well,
dungeon?
some people say it's up by the lake. Some people say it's like down on the coast. Some people say it's up in the mountains. Some people say it's under a rock somewhere. Everybody's saying everything.
And as I say, has any of the stories you've heard from anyone seem more reliable than any of the others from all these different?
High gun sheet, no green screen, just backdrops. No, nothing seems more reliable or less reliable. But what do I know? I'm just here watching people.
What's the name of that? Who was talking on the chat?
Blue Box and Gunshire Zombie.
Gunshy Zombie.
Yeah.
Nice to have you.
Yeah, no.
Thank you for joining.
Nothing out of the ordinary. I mean, but again, I don't get out of here. I work 14 hours a day, and then I go upstairs and I go to bed.
When did the hunter go missing?
That is a fair question.
But I'm not there.
Yeah, how long ago was it this hunter went missing?
Oh, I heard rumor of it yesterday.
Oh, just yesterday?
Yeah, just yesterday.
Well, that's coincidental. Okay.
Well, I'm not sure why.
I'm talking to myself, don't mind.
He looks confused. Yes, a backdrop.
Did they get lost in the snowstorm trying to make it here
Right,
tonight?
exactly. By the way, this is my fellow hunter I'd like to introduce you to.
Why, hello.
Pleasure.
I'm Kevin.
It is a delight to meet you, Kevin.
It's nice to meet you too. He's looking at you kind of odd, like with not offended, and he's not looking at you because you got him on the charm, but when you come up, he's like kind of interested at your appearance.
It's the horns, isn't it?
Oh, you do have horns.
I do.
Did you not notice them?
Weird. And then he looks back at you and goes, "You have horns too." Weird.
Yes, that is what their species has. Horns.
Oh, you must be from the Western continent. I've heard of many creatures out there.
Yeah, birth defect.
Sorry, I didn't mean to call you a creature. I didn't mean to be
Quite
offensive. I
literally.
apologize.
Quite literally.
I'm just so intrigued. You guys are so different.
Yeah, I stand out a little.
You're hunters. Can you do magic?
Be a private business, I would like to say.
You can make your coin purse disappear.
Well, that's a neat trick. Can you teach me that one?
Sure. You just gotta close your eyes.
Oh,
He closes his eyes.
I
Kevin.
steal his coin purse.
Make a roll.
Is this
Oh my
like
God.
sleight of hand?
Yeah.
Get a +5. 3.
So you get the coin packs out of his belt, and Lyrian looks over at you and is like, "Really?"
It's for a demonstration.
Yeah, ta-da! See, it's here now.
He opens his eyes and he's like, "You got it! Good job!" And he takes it back.
This is a disgrace to me. You know who wouldn't know gossip? And who would know facts? The council. So why don't we just go there?
It's just up the road.
Yeah.
They might be there.
See, he agrees with me. What's your name?
Kevin.
Robert?
Close.
Robert.
Robert's fine if you want to call me. And he kind of looks weird, like, what?
Yeah, Robert's a way better name than Kevin.
Well, Jeffrey, I hope you have a fantastic day.
Nice to meet you, Sam.
See you later, Carl.
He kind of like looks like really confused as you walk away. He goes back to his business, contemplating his choices in life.
To the council.
Well,
yes,
Naraxis
ideas.
and Alec, since Lyrian was of the council, I'm not sure that the council would have any additional information.
Unless one person doesn't know everything that the council knows.
Yeah, that doesn't make us
Admittedly, that is the purpose of a council.
Yes.
I shall listen to the sage advice of our half-elf companion. To the council.
Hooray. Here we go.
So you guys are going through the crowd again, drunk people bumping into you, and every once in a while, kind of like a little scuffle and wrestle breaks out and splashes mud, and people are just generally rowdy. And as you approach the council steps, there's 2 more large guards. And they don't appear to be stopping anybody, but people don't appear to be going past them and creating any ruckus. So it's like it's super quiet as you approach the stairs, and they look at you and they just say, "Credentials."
Big badge.
Hunter sigil.
Yep.
Very good. You may pass.
Cool.
And you walk up, and there's this kind of large building that spans the courtyard, and there's 2 wings off on the left and right with a big double door, and the double doors are actually opened up. And as you walk in, there's kind of rows, almost reminiscent of church pews, that line the sides, and you walk down the center, and you look up, and there's a large table with 3 seats at it, and one man sits there. And he looks like a normal overweight human. Who,
Wow.
probably in his late 40s, but he has a lot of scars on his face,
So
like,
overweight and human go hand in hand in this thing.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. He looks like he's well fed, you know.
Okay.
But he has a lot of scars, and he's very well dressed. He's got like a green kind of overcoat on with kind of like a brown leather tunic underneath, and leather pants, and just a very well presented, well kept hair, but definitely a little bit overweight.
I take my cloak off. I just have a regular leather
looks-
armor with gold trim.
He looks up and he says, "I appreciate you decloaking. It shows a sign of respect.
No problem.
What may I do for you today?"
I will keep my cloak on.
Okay.
We were hoping we could ask you some questions about the dungeon that's being rumored about.
Oh.
We're hearing all sorts of places that it could be, but we don't know a definite answer.
Well, you know how to derobe, but do you know how to introduce yourself?
Yes?
I will give a very curt bow and say hello. I am Felthorn, and I will present my hunter sigil. And what my companion here meant to more aptly ask is, what is this business of a missing hunter? One of us do not go missing lightly.
He says, "I appreciate your introduction and you getting right to business. I'm Will Oldbuck." And he produces a hunter's stone. It doesn't glow anymore. You know, it doesn't have that any faint glow. And he says, "I know who you are and what you do."
I will continue to deepen my bow
Mm.
and then remove my robe.
And he puts his hunter's stone away. He says, "It was not public knowledge that a hunter went missing. How did you find out?"
We got
What-
into the VIP zone at a bar.
And Lyrian told you?
Yes.
She told you a hunter went missing.
We perhaps got the information after we gained her trust.
The older half-elf, because I haven't told her anything yet.
She said she heard it somewhere. Maybe someone else heard something and then told her.
To the truth for you. You are the council. I'd like to trust you. It was simply a fellow named Kevin that heard some rumors.
That would make more sense. Lyrian has been missing since the dungeon came. And yes, I said came. I do believe that it was unearthed. But everybody here seems to just believe it was
Apologies, who's been missing?
Lyrian. I mean, she's been not at the council meeting. She's been missing from her work. Excuse my use of
Yeah.
language.
Just a little word there for a
About to
second.
burn this town to the ground.
Yeah.
No, she's been. Let's rephrase that. She's been preoccupied with her business, and I can understand that. And as he says this, all of a sudden, an older man comes stumbling in, and he's wearing like a kind of a gilded gold cloak that's yellow, and he's got like twigs and feathers sticking out of his hair, and a bird on his shoulder, and he's like, "Hey, Will!" And he stops him as soon as he sees you, and he's like, "Who's this?"
Hi.
How's it going?
Will says they're hunters. He says, "Oh, I suppose they're wondering about their missing fellow."
Also about the bird.
And about who you are.
My bird?
Yes.
Oh. Well, he just been following me around for like 20 years now.
My name is Narakis. Nice to meet you.
I'm Elder Borsis.
Elder Borsis?
Yeah.
It's a pleasure.
Yeah, it's nice to meet you all. You're here, and I'm assuming you're trying to find out about the missing hunter?
That's exactly it. You knew exactly what we're doing.
Oh. And he kind of stares off into space all of a sudden. And Will's like, oh yeah, missing hunter. I had to tell you something, Will, and I can't seem to remember. And he stares off into space again. And Will kind of shakes his head and lowers it. And he goes, "I'll go home and try to remember it." And he goes running out. Like, pretty spry for an old man, you know, and takes off again. And Will's just shaking his head.
Maybe we should ask the bird.
Yes, you might get farther with the bird. I'm sorry, that is our third councilman. He's 106 years old.
That is a Half elf?
No, I have no idea how he's lived this long. He's human.
Anyway, Will, about the missing hunter,
I was hoping he was bringing me news of him.
was he out searching for him?
I have no idea what he was doing, but he has a way with finding answers.
Maybe just because no one expects him to be a spy.
Curious.
And do we know where he just ran off to?
Yeah, you could try his house. That's where he said he was going.
Where does he live?
Just around the corner, down the main street. You can't miss it.
Before we decide to take a trip to senility,
Sure.
perhaps we should get some more answers of concrete value.
Or we could just go to the dungeon now.
Yeah, this is a problem. Will says, your friend has disappeared, and I can't figure out where. And
Maybe-
honestly, I have lots of connections from my old days. And this place just has seemed to appear, and this hunter of yours is the only one that seemed to find it. And when he came into town, he didn't even give a name.
Do you have a description at least?
Yeah, he was human. Probably about 6'3", pretty big guy.
Male.
Male, yeah. Seemed to have a keen intellect.
What time did he go disappearing?
Well, when he came into town, he was going to stay at the inn, and you see how it is around here. And he left me this, and he hands you a piece of paper, and basically written on it is a series of coordinates, and it looks just like the ones you received. He said if he didn't return tomorrow, to give these to the hunter messenger. So I did.
Well, thank you.
Did he seem directed toward the dungeon?
He seemed pretty worried. He didn't ask about the dungeon, but again, if he had already located it, why would he? But he seemed genuinely concerned that something, and now he has me concerned too, that something foul was missed.
It does seem like the most probable option. If you have connections everywhere, as you say, I don't think you have any connections in a dungeon.
Perhaps we should go talk to this Elder Boris? Borsis? Borsis.
Horses.
Borsis. Unless you have any other notes, information, Will.
I wish I did. As a fellow hunter, I would help you.
Well, as you well know, we plan to leave your town in a better state than we arrived in.
I do appreciate it. And he seems like genuinely like he really wants to help you guys, but has nothing. And as a retired hunter, he probably would do anything for you.
Nice.
One last thing, Will. Do you have anyone who reliably knows where this dungeon is?
I'm working on it.
Alright.
Appreciated.
Well, shall we go try the old boy's house?
He says, if you need anything, you just be sure to let me know.
We will, without hesitation.
So as you walk out, what's everybody's passive perception?
13.
Don't know.
It is 10 plus your wisdom modifier.
Oh, okay,
11.
gotcha.
All right.
10 plus my -1.
So you
That's a
notice,
9.
you notice as you
Nine.
walk out that there's kind of like, and you're walking down the main street, that there's kind of a cloaked figure, like kind of keeping an eye on you.
Okay.
It doesn't really follow you, but it's just like kind of eyeballing you right down the street.
I will use my cantrip of message to
Okay.
silently inform my two companions.
Oh, nice.
And then I will wink at Alec because I'm not magical whatsoever.
I put my cloak back on.
God, would it be possible for you to direct us toward Elder Borsis's abode?
Yes, of course. He points right down the street, and you see this kind of like tilted home that's like been there for what appears to be ages.
Of
You know,
course that is his house.
I didn't expect any of
Is anybody feeling particularly willing to take point on talking to
Well,
the decrepit?
I got
you're
this.
not the smoothest with them. Talking to people, not personal, they're companion.
I've been told worse. Recently.
I can if you'd like.
Okay. So as you guys approach the door, what do?
No.
Okay. So as you knock on the door just kind of
Step back.
actually the door actually kind of creaks open.
Okay.
Oh, he doesn't even know how to shut his doors.
Slightly peek in the door.
Okay.
Look around.
You see it's like a mix between like a dining area, a hearth, and like almost like a lab, but instead of there being like alchemy stuff and stuff like that, there's like, you know, those glass displays of butterflies.
Mm-hmm.
There's a bunch of those around with all kinds of like insects in them, spiders, centipedes, moths, like, and they're just lining the walls everywhere.
Excuse me one moment.
Are you hungry?
And I will cast mage armor on myself.
Okay.
Well, that seems a bit pretentious.
I'm always pretentious if you have not met me yet.
First and foremost, I'd like to cast Detect Magic.
Okay. Go ahead.
Yeah, do you roll it or do I? Because the last time you rolled it.
Detect magic is you, I believe.
I gotta go look it up real quick.
You simply see
Yeah,
in the
it's a
magic
30 it's a
spectrum.
30
You,
foot,
you do not roll for anything. Your vision
yeah,
is
yeah,
simply.
Oh yeah, that's right.
You
Yeah,
can,
correct.
You
It's
can
just a faint
Correct.
glow on everything
Yeah.
magical.
So
and you can
anyways,
see whatever school of magic is
so
associated.
you
So basically, in the hut, is there anything magical?
the only trace of magic you see is like he's put some sort of seal on the cases, like it's a lock seal, like it's important to him.
Like on all of these little
On
cases?
all these little cases, they're all sealed by magic, but not like it's trying to hurt you. It's not trapped.
Well, that's
Please,
interesting.
after you.
And I don't see him anywhere.
There are stairs going upstairs by the mantle, by the fireplace.
Hello? Anyone home? Yell up the stairs.
No.
He's a 120-year-old human. Why don't we look around first?
Just for curiosity's sake, I'll reach over
Okay.
and grab a lid of one of these little bug cases. And just open it. Or try to.
You try to open what appears to be a very fragile lock, and it doesn't move. And then when you go to slide it, like try to slide it and reposition it, it's heavy, like unnaturally heavy. Like he's enchanted and he doesn't want it going anywhere.
Do you really want to open the case?
I was hoping it would set off an alarm system and call him.
Well, I could always just pick the lock.
I don't care about the bugs. I was just...
There's no lock on it; it's literally a latch.
yeah.
Oh man,
That's what I was hoping for.
just break it.
I like to investigate, look around.
Okay. Okay. What are you gonna do?
I'll look around you.
Okay.
I'm going to stand outside of this house.
Stand
You
outside.
two make me a perception roll.
$13 on the dice.
16.
Okay. So you guys look around and there's like literally nothing besides these insect cases that are out of the ordinary. So as you turn around to go to the door, you notice a note on the back of the door.
I read it.
Okay. It says, "Gone searching. Be back later." Did I put this on the outside of the door or the inside of the door? Am I talking to myself again?
He's gonna die.
And then on the back of it, he actually has a name of a clearing, a popular clearing in the forest nearby,
Hey.
called
we stumbled across here.
the Lover's Plain.
What?
Alright. Take the note off the door, obviously.
Well, at least we know where to look.
And go outside.
Okay.
And inform my companions. Hey, we found a lovely little note he left himself. Kind of talking to himself, but we have a destination. Lover's Plain.
Sounds a little bit more enticing than the plane of fire, but
Sure.
Plain field.
Shall we?
I see no
That's
other.
about the only thing we got right now. There was only a bunch of bugs in there.
I see no other reason to stick in town.
Alright.
So as you guys go walking, you see that same figure as repositioned to get a better eye on you, but you never saw them move. It's like they kind of popped in and out of an alleyway, and then you can see them watching you again.
Do you inform us?
I will send a message cantrip to Alec, asking if you want to hunt the hunter, seems as you seem to be a little bit more lithe than the horned ones that we are walking amongst a human village.
Sure.
Okay. So you guys are walking to the exit. You're gonna, I assume, break off.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're walking along the main road. This figure's kind of positioned off an alleyway. Past the there's 3 roads. It's like a triangle in town. You're on this main road that's coming out of town, right?
I would like to stop by the tavern on our way out of town.
Okay. All right. Yep, that's perfect because it's on the right side. So you can literally walk by the tavern as we're on our way out because I'm going backwards. Because you guys are on the opposite side. I'm looking at the picture. So yeah, so you'd cross by the cavern, but there is basically space for you to hop back in an alleyway and try to get behind without them noticing.
Okay.
So
I'm just gonna say, wait for me for a second, and when you're ready to go, message me again. And I slide back.
Of course. Noraxis, since we have a plethora of willing fools, and we might possibly be walking into a dangerous encounter, how about spinning a little fable for some of these treasure hunters and bringing them along as... what would be the diplomatic way of saying this?
Sacrifices.
Decoys?
Sure.
Bait.
You could definitely do something like that.
okay,
Step up.
we're gonna play Pied Piper.
Yeah.
Hype drunker.
All right, so there's a group of drunk guys that appear to be fairly burly treasure hunters. 3 of them that are kind of situated not at the tavern, but like in between the tavern and the gate, kind of on their own group. That seemed like they might be a prime target.
I can just casually walk over to
Okay.
them. Walk up, put on more casual form, having fun. Myself in town, obviously, fitting in. And how's it going, fellas? What? Any rumors on this dungeon?
Yeah, the dungeon. Yeah, the one we're trying to find. You mean?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, guys.
Well, I don't know if you guys are interested or not.
Can I walk in at this point and be like, Noraxis, we just located it.
You guys found the dungeon?
Yeah, we did.
We have a very strong lead.
He looks at you and he's like, "Sober up, boys. We got work to do." And he starts walking towards the exit and stops for a second. He's like, "Wait a second. You guys found the dungeon. Come with me." And he just commands you to go with him.
One of the drunkards?
One of the 3 treasure hunters, yeah. The guy that appears to be the ringleader of the other 2.
Where exactly do you think we're going?
You said you found the treasure.
Indeed?
Well, then let's go.
All right.
Look, if it's a new dungeon, there'll be more than enough for everybody. I'm not worried about it.
Alec, any particular leads on our tail?
While that was going on, could I try to sneak around to the back of the person?
Yep. So you're coming down the alleyway where that cloaked figure was, and you see the back of the cloaked figure.
Can I walk up and put my hand on their shoulder?
Yeah. As you do that, the cloak collapses, and there's nobody there. And as that happens,
Uh-oh.
and you're walking up to the gate, Lute's kind of leaned up against the gate, wearing that same cloak. Did you change your mind yet?
About your caravan?
Yeah, about my caravan.
I'm curious, madam. What is of such particular interest to you in this caravan?
Well, It's an instrument, to be honest with you.
One that was previously in your possession, or one that you wish to be in your possession of the future?
If it's what I think it is, I wish it to be in my possession.
And the caravan was held up, raided?
As far as I'm aware, yes.
Well, I would have to check with my companions first, but banditry is certainly something that hunters look into.
It is for sure.
You come walking up and you see that same cloak.
Found your cloak.
And she's like, oh, that's just it. And it disappears. Decoy. And she smiles at you.
I feel used.
Well, I'll tell you what. You let us...
The hunters are like, let's go! Or the treasure hunters are like,
Right,
let's go!
I'm still over there talking.
What do you mean, let's go?
Eloquence, good men. One moment.
She looks at you. Are you working with them?
One could say.
You really want to find that dungeon, don't you?
I really want to do my job.
She walks away and walks past the treasure hunters and kind of waves her hand, and they freeze, like in their spot. And she's like, if you want to find the dungeon, find my instrument. And she walks. And that same mist that the old man walked into, she disappears into.
I think she's an old person.
Pretty sure that's the lead we should be following. Since
Man.
these guys just stopped talking to my face.
At the very least, I was hoping to at least watch her perform again at the Capitol, but...
I'm also curious about this instrument. To
I
be
suppose.
honest.
Work first, bartering later.
No.
What are we gonna
All
do
work
with the
and no
old guy?
play makes a
We just gonna
dragonborn
leave
a dull guy.
We're just gonna leave that old guy in the field?
I don't know. He survived 106 years.
I want to walk up to one of the treasure hunters and just backhand them across the face.
Like, when you do it, they literally don't move. And then as you're walking away, it's like the spell wears off, and they fall to the ground from the impact of your slap. And he's like
Useless.
confused, and he's like, wait, I thought you knew where the dungeon was.
Tally ho!
We don't know where the dungeon is.
He's like,
If you're going to fall asleep on the job, then you might as well not come.
he's like asleep. He's acting like nothing happened. Like, he's like, he didn't even know he was frozen. He's so confused why he's on the ground and why you guys don't know where the dungeon
Up!
is.
Dust yourself off.
Oh, okay. We're going to the dungeon now?
No, we just decided that you're not coming.
Oh. I'm so confused. Is there a dungeon or not?
There's a dungeon. Follow us. This way.
Okay.
Are we taking them?
Yes, I don't really enjoy being hit if we're walking into a trap.
Nothing wrong with
I'm
a little
going
bit
to
of
keep.
help.
I'm going to keep that on the so they don't hear.
Okay, so what are we doing?
Guess
Well-
we're gonna find a caravan.
My eloquent and charming individuals, we have a rather strong lead on where this dungeon is. Apparently, it's in the Field of Lovers. What exactly?
That's where he was going.
Yeah, the old boys took off to the Field of Lovers to investigate. We also
And
have
he
a
said
caravan with an instrument.
Well, is the Field of Lovers along the road from which the direction of the caravan was raided?
Very possible. We don't know for sure.
Do we know for sure?
It was headed towards the capital. We know that.
Well, the Field of Lovers is on the way to the capital, but I don't think there's anything there. But I did hear of a caravan that was robbed the other day. Does it have a map to the dungeon or something?
That, in fact, is our very lead to the dungeon.
Oh. Well, that's just past the Field of Lovers. Where it happened, anyways.
Why don't we just
Then-
go to both?
Let's carry on.
So you guys are walking down the road, and these three guys are just being rowdy. They're like pushing each other around and like good old boys. And
Perfect.
as you come up,
Yep.
Treasure hunters.
you walk for about 10-15 minutes, and you hear laughing. He's like, ha ha ha! Hey, I didn't catch you.
Does
And you look off
it
to your
sound
left.
like Elder Bosses?
To the left, you see a clearing, And out in the middle is Elder Brosis with a net.
Yeah.
And he looks very disappointed that whatever he was trying to catch is now gone.
Bug hunting?
I'm definitely laughing in character.
And you see him like kind of dive again, and he's like, "I didn't."
Excellent. Do we have a reason to even stop? Let's go to where this caravan got robbed.
Oh, but what? I want to see what happened.
You can go catch bugs too if you want.
But what if he knows something about it? He
Go.
did say that he did.
Wait, he's fine catching bugs for a second.
The caravan's probably looted by now.
And maybe some clues.
To the caravan.
Let's
Okay.
go.
You just hear him laughing in the background. And you proceed on, and you find, about another 10 minutes down the road, you find caravan tracks that kind of went off the road. And just kind of bits and pieces of like torn cloth. Maybe a splinter of wood here and there. Like something serious happened here. The horse tracks continue down the road. And the caravan tracks are replaced by like some sort of maybe beast that was carrying it. And they kind of go off into the woods.
So, not bandits.
Hey, fellow treasure hunters, you see these these tracks?
Yeah, I see.
This is definitely the lead we were looking for.
Absolutely.
Bandits, huh? You looking
Something.
for a robbed caravan? You think they have a map or something?
Yes, that's exactly what we heard.
I'm gonna look in the caravan.
Okay. There's no caravan there. There's just tracks.
I mean, I will look around the place where the crash site is.
I will follow the tracks, guiding my 3 boys
Exactly.
Boys.
in the direction that the caravan crashed.
Okay. So you walk like quite a ways.
Ooh, what is quite a ways?
Probably so at this. So you've been
Agreed.
working.
What is it?
You got here you got into the town about midday. The tracks are going. You've walked about half an hour out of town, and the tracks are still going. Probably after half an hour, and it's starting to get a little bit like you can see the sun going down. And as soon as you think like you're never going to find this place, you can see kind of in the distance torches light.
Can I go stealth?
Yeah.
And our drunken treasure hunters are still doing what?
Our drunken treasure
After a
hunters
good trek through the woods, they're
are
probably
still-
quite sober.
yeah, they're sober now, and they're like, kind of like, dude, how far are you taking us?
Well, I see the torches up there. It has to be finally the end of our journey, hopefully.
As soon as you see the torches, they kind of duck down, like they don't want to notice it. Like they don't want anybody to notice them.
22.
Okay, you're definitely hidden.
I'm gonna dart up towards the torches as quietly as I can.
Okay, so are you going on the path? Are you going through the woods? What are we doing?
Just towards wherever the torchlight is.
Okay.
About how far are we away from the torchlight?
You're probably about 50 yards, but it's pretty thick.
Well, come on, guys. Let's go. I just walked up there. I'm trying to guide I'm trying to talk our treasure hunters into coming along with us. Come on. Let's go up there and see if maybe
Let's
we
take it
can
at a
find that
slow
clue.
pace.
They're like, they could be bandits, man.
That's
Are
why
you
I'm trying to
afraid of
scout it
bandits?
out.
Well, I just don't want to go running in there.
Well, I'm not saying let's run in there, but let's just slowly approach and peek in a little bit and see if we can see anything from a distance.
Okay. And they kind of follow behind you.
So what do I see?
You notice that there is, you can see 2 bandits around a fire. And then that you can see those same big tracks go off past the broken caravan and some more footsteps with it. But the caravan's definitely here and it's definitely been torn apart. There's 2 kind of wagons full of stuff. There's two, and you see the two around the fire.
Okay. I will.
Peaceable?
Wait.
Not peaceable.
I was gonna say I throw a dagger at them. 2 of them.
I'm not about killing innocent people if we don't know who they are. That's fairly against the Hunter's Code.
I'm with peaceable.
But bandits.
And I will stay back as your ace.
I will walk into the camp.
Okay. Roll for initiative.
This is why you don't do peaceable.
Alright, and then I need everybody's names again. Just one at a time.
Thrak.
That was
Okay.
Thrax.
Thrax.
Alec.
Alec.
Naracus.
Saying your name wrong this whole night.
Figured you'd get to know me sooner or later.
Actually, my character doesn't give a
Okay, so what do you guys roll?
19 plus 3.
So 22 for you.
15 here?
Okay, 15.
17 total.
17 total.
Yeah, 15 total here.
All right. So, as you guys as you go down the road, it's getting dark again. One of the bandits at the fire stands up and goes, "What do we got here? Some fresh meat." And the other bandit stands up, and but you do have first go. So you probably have about 20 feet from you to the fire, and then another 20 feet from the fire to the broken down wagons.
So that is. I will dart up so I'm within 20 feet of them.
Yep.
And then throw 2 daggers at the one that called me fresh meat.
Okay.
Oh. The first one is a 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14.
That'll hit.
And 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
That will hit. Or no, that won't miss. Sorry. First
Okay.
one will hit.
So 6 points of damage.
Okay.
Wait, 4, 5, 7.
7 points of damage. Okay. He's like, the dagger hits him like almost like in a like vital organ, and he's like staring down at it like, like he's surprised that somebody your size and stature would be so like deadly accurate with it. And as he does that, you notice that the wagon, a third bandit, jumps out.
I'm just gonna say this is your last chance to give up.
He looks at you, and the other two are like, and he actually charges at you.
Great.
All right, and let's see here. I just put this down. I didn't mean
cool.
to.
Bandits.
Bandits, the typical D&D fight, right? We gotta get these out of the way. Get the bandits out of the way. All right, so.
That's why I brought treasure hunters.
If I had stayed in hiding, I could have done an extra D6 of
Um,
damage.
Just so you guys know, I didn't want to cheat that, but it's the 20.
Oh no. That'll hit.
Natural 20.
I will. Well, it's a good thing I don't know any spells. I got a good hit in before I died.
Cracking me up.
So he didn't roll so well on the damage. You take
good.
5 hit points.
Oh, that's good. I'm still alive.
So he like comes up and he like slashes at you and puts a nice little cut in your arm. And you're like, holy cow, maybe these bandits aren't as weak as I
Ouch.
thought they were. Okay, and then that brings us to Thrax.
So mage armor lasts for 8 hours. Has it been under 8 hours?
Yeah, it's been under 8 hours. Yeah.
Thank you for checking that out. Alright, I will step into the clearing. I assume I have enough movement to just get into the bandit camp.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not very. You're pretty close quarters.
Okay. And then I will cast Firebolt on the one that Alec hit.
Okay.
That is an 18 to hit.
That will hit.
Okay. That is 7 damage.
All right. Describe how he dies.
With a very lazy flick of my wrist, I will send a firebolt right over Alec's shoulder, hitting this bandit.
He's less than a foot away from me.
And as it hits him, he just kind of, his clothes go up in fire, and he basically immolates and like turns into a pile of ash right there. And his buddy, like, kind of takes 2 steps back, and the other bandit comes up behind him. And is like, "What do we do?" He's like super confused, and because of the horror that he just saw, is now your turn.
I warned ya.
Intimidate.
Yeah, do the thing. You are charismatic.
There's one thing I could do. Yeah, I agree with that though. Alright. Have you had enough, you bandits?
And he kind of, the third one pulls his knife out.
Is that a no? Yeah. I'm gonna intimidate him. I try to.
Go ahead and, what's your... Oh, yeah, you win.
You roll that
Told you.
Yeah, and if I'm attacking, as he does that, he looks back at the
I am a dragonborn with horns.
scowling
at you. I'm
looks
just saying.
back at the ash body and like puts his knife away and runs. And the third, and that brings us back to you.
I'm going to dust off some of the ashes and pick up my knife, and then throw it at the guy that's trying to run away.
Okay.
No one lives. And are there any others that are still around?
The one's still next to the fire. Yeah.
Okay,
Only
so I'll
one
throw
at
2
random.
daggers at him.
Okay. At the one running, or one at each?
There's, I guess I'll throw 1 on each.
Okay.
So 5, 10 for the
Okay.
first, and 7 for the 7 plus 5 for the guy that's running.
7 plus 5 will hit.
Okay.
First one will.
Is he near anyone? Like near any of my allies?
No, he's like trying to run past the wagons to that trail where people are, where things are leading down the prints.
Oh wait, okay. Through 4 points of damage.
Okay. He like stumbles but keeps on running.
Dang it. I'll chase after him.
Okay.
And I
Alright.
will bonus action.
That
dash.
brings us to Bandit 2. He keeps on running, and that brings that brings us to Thrax, not Bandit 2. So you're next.
So we have one bandit running off
Running, she's
into the
chasing.
forest with a knife in his back,
Yeah.
and another one who is cowering by the fire.
No, he's like, you can tell he's like he's not going anywhere. He's getting ready to fight.
All right. I will step up alongside Narakis and hold my action for if this one decides to either attack us or start running away, the one that is in camp.
All right.
I turn to look at this one.
He pulls a knife and charges.
I cast Thunderwave at him.
Okay. And that does
You're standing next. He's standing next to you.
That's fine.
Oh, let me see how I read
Let's
that
see
correctly.
here.
Is it a full
Those-
circle?
It's an AoE. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Maybe I don't want to do that then. I might have read that wrong.
You can, much like in Pathfinder, you can choose to deal non-lethal damage to
Can
him.
you?
To knock him out.
Okay, let's do that then for sure.
Okay.
Let's do that then for sure. Alright, so now And what do I need to roll for you? Or if anything?
He has
You
to make
should
a
have
con
the-
save
Yeah, it should be on that spell list we gave you.
of your charisma modifier, and if he fails, he takes full damage, and if he
Okay,
doesn't,
so I'm
it's
taking
2d8 damage.
what
Yeah, it's
do you
2d8 thunder damage, and it's pushed 10
on
feet.
Constitution.
Yeah, you have to make a Constitution saving throw.
12
Also 12.
Okay, and what am I comparing this to?
to your
Don't mind, I'm learning
Charisma.
everybody a little bit here.
charisma.
So my charisma, which
Plus
is
10.
10 plus, so it's 13.
13. So they both fail.
Hmm?
So,
You have to roll a little bit higher than average to kill me, so you're
Okay.
good.
yeah. So go ahead and roll your damage.
Okay. 8.
Oh, jeez.
I'm down.
4.
Wow,
Yeah.
that is a lot of damage.
You drop him. I mean, he just he like flies back, and his body like rolls through the fire. And
Intentional.
and that brings you back to.
He still has no knives in him, so I gotta kill him. I will shoot 2 short bows at him, which is an 80-foot range.
Okay.
One is an 18, and the other is a 7 plus 5.
They'll both hit.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9,
Yep.
10,
Yeah,
11,
he,
12, 13, 14, 15.
Describe to me what happens.
It's gonna shoot him in the back of the neck.
Okay. So you shoot him in the back of the neck, and it like goes right through, and he falls to the ground dead. And all is quiet
Alright.
back at the camp, except you are.
I need to make a death saving throw, so.
Okay. Yeah, because you are next on there.
Okay. I succeed.
Okay. I believe you have. Yeah, you can heal him, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so go ahead and do that, and we'll go on with the story because the encounter is now over.
Yeah. I will definitely be healing you. Healing word.
Gee, thanks, man.
Instantaneous. I gotta look that up too, though. I'm learning. But it's healing word is what I'm doing. Don't mind. I'm getting used to this app.
So
Bear
as-
with me, everybody.
as
I'm
the-
new to this.
As the fire burns and crackles, you look over the battle site. The one with the arrow sticking through his neck, and a pile of ash, and the other one contorted into a pretzel from this thunder wave. Another bandit kind of peers his eyes out down the path, and is you just see he's terrified, like he's never seen this sight before, and he walks out, and is like, I surrender.
Gonna take out my short bow and I say, well, if you want to surrender, then you better start answering some questions.
Anything. I've never seen it. Are you hunters?
Yeah. I show him the stone.
Yeah, anything you want.
Do you have any instruments?
I don't know. I just went and put the dogs away. I don't know what's in the caravan. I wasn't looting it.
Where's the stuff that you looted it from?
The what?
Yeah, the stuff from the caravan. Do you know where it is?
We haven't got anything out of it yet. We were just starting to unload. We do it by night.
Alright. Sit down.
He sits down. He doesn't want to mess with you guys at all.
Alright. You guys watch and I'll search the caravan.
Okay. Go ahead and search it.
I am brought back to consciousness, by the way.
Good.
Yeah.
I
What's
played
that?
him a little tune.
There's nothing in there. I don't see.
You don't find anything
20 feet
extra,
away
but you
from where
do
I was.
see what appears to be a chest, and as you open it up, there is a large lute-like instrument in there that appears to be of some importance.
Nice. I put it on, the strap over my shoulder.
Nice.
You guys have about probably an hour's walk back to home. It's about 7 o'clock now. So
I'm gonna come out and try playing it, but I don't know how to play it, so it's gonna be ring.
I say
just makes a bunch of random
don't
noise.
touch too much the object.
We still have one bandit left alive.
yeah, he's just sitting there he's certain he's dead, trembling.
I don't think we should kill him.
Gentlemen, what is your name?
Xandri.
Xandri, where did your compatriot run off to in the woods? Why did the tracks continue further?
We have a base up there. I was putting the dogs away. It's just me left, I swear. There's 4 of us.
Why did you rob this caravan?
Well, because...
As I'm talking, I'm going to, like, relocate one of my fingers as I was thrown, like, 10 feet away.
He kind of looks down, you know.
Sorry,
he
irritated me.
He's like, I'm from the capital, sir, and I was trying to get out. It was just a bad life, and I mixed up with these people.
Are you sorry for what you did?
He will be.
No, I'm saying this. You need to change your life up. This is a bad choice.
He's like,
Do you
he
see
won't
what
look
happens?
at you. He's like, yes, ma'am.
Okay, hold out your hand.
Like,
No, I put 2 gold on his hand.
he turns it around and he's like, very confused looking at it. He's like, thank you.
If I find out that you keep stealing things, I'll shoot you in the face with a short bow.
Yes, ma'am. I'm sorry.
Build a new life for yourself.
You can tell he's a younger kid too.
Yeah, that's why I'm not killing him.
Yes, ma'am.
Xandri,
Yes, sir.
how many of there are in your organization?
We don't have it. It was just the 4 of us. I met him on the road. They robbed my caravan. I was young, and this is where I ended up. I started about a year ago. It's just the 4 of us. We just traveled together.
Why did you choose to rob this particular caravan?
It was just on the road, sir.
How many daggers do your people here have?
If you search, you could probably pick up another 3 or 4.
Okay, so
Yeah.
I take all of them.
Well, Xandri, I believe it is appropriate for you to pay for your crimes. I would take you back to the town and have you jailed or imprisoned.
He's young enough where it was probably not fully his choice. I feel that we should give him a better opportunity to make the right choice.
Of course, given our particular predicament and the fact that we do need to find something out in these woods, I would kill you out of convenience.
He's just staring at the ground, like trembling.
But apparently there are those among us who disagree with my particular thoughts, so instead we will pay you and set you free. Go, or else the half-elf will probably shoot you in the face with an arrow.
As soon as you say go, he's like gone in the woods, like just, tripping over branches, and he's gone.
Wow.
Alright, so we have found...
You found the loot?
We found the instrument she's looking for.
Arrakis,
Yes.
can you perchance take a look at this loot and see what it is that makes it so significant?
I would like to take a look at it. Would you mind if I take the instrument and look at it?
Sure.
Is there a knowledge check I can do on this?
You mean an Arcana check?
Arcana. Yeah.
Sure.
Oh, can I do one too?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. So Arcana?
I'm proficient in Arcana. Good thing I rolled a 7.
14.
7.
Okay. So when you pick up the instrument, you can tell it's very well crafted, and when you play it, the tone's amazing, but it doesn't turn you into a maestro of any sort. And there's no, as far as you can tell, no magic attached to it. So it just appears to be a very high quality instrument.
Gotcha. So, shall we go back to town, see what information we can get with this in trade? Or shall we go up and investigate further at these tracks? It is dark and it is late. I don't know if I like wandering the woods right now.
He was pretty sketchy when he said putting away the dogs.
And our treasure hunters, I don't know where they are.
Yeah, they left.
Yeah, they ran off.
Seriously, as soon as they saw you emulate somebody, those guys ran. Because this is not something that normal people are used to seeing.
Oh, bunch of cowards.
So, yeah, when you look back, they were gone.
So investigate bandit camp in the dark, or go take our loot and see what information we can get with it.
I don't know about you, but I am far more equipped to hunt people at night than I am during the day.
You are. Well, I'm not too bad myself at it, but it's good to know that. my companions are comfortable in these situations or not.
Given our coloration, it's usually easier to get around at night.
Mm-hmm. All right, well, let's truck on up there.
Okay. So as you guys walk up the path, it's not very far. It's probably another like 30, 40 yards. You come down to another clearing with 4 tents and 3 dog cages with dogs in them.
What kind of
And
dogs?
they're barking. Big mastiffs. And you could tell that was what helped pull there's about six or 8 of them that you can see.
Don't let the dogs out, please.
What?
They're
But
barking up a storm.
They'll just starve in there. We killed all of them, and the kid just ran
I
off.
would rather they starve than consume us for dinner.
We literally just immolated multiple people.
If you decide to let them out, at least since you're all sneaky and stuff, maybe you can let them out and do your thing, but at least let me get away from your ways.
I would like to go through the 4 tents.
Or you
Yeah.
could just wait. So, thaumaturgy. I know that's a racial thing that you can do. It's from a 30-foot range if all the cages are unlocked. So can't you just open them all?
How on earth do you think that I can do thaumaturgy?
Because you're a tiefling. It's a racial thing. I
No.
study.
Alec, I am beastkin. And I don't have the foggiest idea as to what you're referring to. I am not magical in the slightest.
You're lying.
Go ahead.
I don't know what I'm rolling.
So you're searching.
The tents.
Am I investigating?
Yep.
Okay. 12.
Wow. You find a potion of healing.
Oh, speaking of healing, I think my shoulder's dislocated. I mean, I'd fix it, but I don't know how.
Right. Here in a few seconds, maybe.
Anything
If
of
you don't
any
let
other
the
note?
dogs out while we're standing right now.
Just at bandit camp, there was no significance to them being
Yeah.
here.
It appears that the younger one was being
Honest?
absolutely honest.
Alright. What about the quality of the cages that are holding the dogs?
They seem to be warm.
Okay.
Are all of the cages locked?
They're latched, but they're not locked.
Yeah, how much you would work on
I
that.
play a little tune in the background. Casting healing.
When you
word.
actually when you're playing that music, the dogs seem to calm down a little bit. They're just barking. They're not.
Yeah, so I
They're
play
not
a
growling,
little
they're
tune.
not-
Do they seem
Snarling.
aggressive?
They're just barking.
Can I try to, pet one through the cage?
As you walk up, they start barking louder.
Yes, I know.
Okay, yeah.
As I'm playing the tune, though you start to feel better a little bit, your shoulder starts to heal or feel better.
Snap.
Do you have anything to do with animals, by the way? Go ahead, keep on going.
I think I have proficiency with it.
I'm gonna turn around and start walking away from the
Okay.
dogs before this
Yeah, and I'm also playing the tune walking backwards away.
fading into the night.
Yes. Okay, you feel better.
I feel 4 points better.
Yes, make sure. Okay.
Okay.
Go ahead.
I have
Make a
animal
nat-
handling.
Animal handling.
Yeah, I'm
make a
gone.
check.
I'm in the woods.
11, 12, 13, 14.
Yeah, they kind of they back up, like they don't want to come near you, but they don't lash out at you. They
Cool.
don't let you pet them.
Okay, so I open the cage up.
Yeah, they look very confused and kind of slowly walk out, looking at you like you're the bad guy, and kind of slink off into the woods,
Feeling proud of myself, I open the rest of the cages.
kind of growling and barking as they're going, not aggressively, but
Yeah.
like that. Kind
Just
of,
normal dog things.
yeah, exactly.
Alright. And when I do that, I just sprint off after the rest of the group.
Okay. Yeah, they were definitely pack dogs, not hard dogs. So.
Just gonna walk up. Yeah, it was a real bad idea. Open up all those cages. They tore my arm off.
Living with one arm. Maybe they'll teach you. Alright, so heading back.
Yep.
And as we're heading back to town, look to the clearing.
Yes.
He's gone.
He's gone.
He's gone.
He's
He ain't
probably
there
dead.
anymore.
Just for the heck of it, I'm going to go over to the clearing.
Okay.
And I know I don't have nets or anything.
Yeah.
I'm going to see if there's a few bugs I could catch.
As you walk in, you notice that there's a lot of like when you walk through a field and grasshoppers jump and
Sure.
things like that. There's a lot of natural bugs.
I would
and
like to
insects.
collect a bunch of them.
Are there
Okay.
any fireflies?
Yeah,
A
sure.
random selection is also.
Okay.
Just a random selection of bugs I'd like to collect.
Can I try
Alright,
to catch
yeah.
them?
Yeah, go for it. You don't even roll for it. Just if you have something you can hold them in, you take some time and about 10 minutes and gather some bugs.
I'm gonna lean against a tree and tap my foot.
On my way past him, I flick a bug at his head.
Okay.
And then head back to town.
Okay, so you come into town and you notice that the tavern's jumping again. Lights are on inside. Half-orcs are at full duty, doing their bouncing job. People coming out the side doors, being thrown out.
I'm just gonna wave at one of the twins.
He waves back with a smile on his face.
Yeah, we definitely head back to where she was located, looking for the instrument.
Well, she was in the tavern when you met her, but
Right.
she met you at the front gate.
She being sneaky somewhere in an alley.
Nope, you don't see anybody.
I would like to go into the inn and acquire as a room for the evening.
Okay, the end of the tavern are one.
A room?
Yes, for me.
Oh, okay. That was weird. I don't
So you go in and you go up to the barkeep, and Kevin's like, "Hey guys, how's it going?
Well, how's it going, Kevin?
Hello, Jeffrey.
I didn't realize you guys were. Maybe I did know you were hunters. But anyways, you guys are hunters. That's super cool. What can I do for you?
Can we have 3 free rooms?
Well, of course you get free rooms. You're hunters, and he's just asked for your stones. And he takes your stones and he puts them under this weird device, and it kind of like a light shines on the stone, and he gives it back to you.
See, you don't
Yeah,
understand.
whatever you want. It's of course you get free food, free stay. Yeah, it's paid for. Yeah, don't worry about it.
Out of curiosity, how much is a room here for the evening if I were a normal plebeian?
Well, I mean, it's average, but yeah, I charge. And he like stuttering over his word because he like doesn't like talking. I don't for you 50 copper for you. Yeah.
I'm gonna hand him 1 silver piece and go, for my room, thank you very much.
Oh,
And walk off.
he looks very confused. Like, why did 100 just pay for his room? And he sticks it in his pocket.
I give him a gold piece.
Again, he's like just blown away. And he goes, "Are all hunters this nice?" And
I
he
walk
stuffs it
past
in his
him.
pocket.
That's terrible.
And he like waves at you like,
Hey, Kevin, how's it going?
Kevin has a gold. See you
He
later.
got, and he goes, he looks over at the bartender. He got my name right. He knows who I am.
He knows me.
So
Does
as you guys
charm
head in,
person
you
last
guys,
an hour?
the half orc opens a VIP area for you.
I look around for the performer with the mask.
So you don't see her. And he again, the lights kind of dim and the stage lights come on. Everything goes quiet. And out comes Luna again, performs again, and everybody's silent. And as soon as she's done, everybody's rambunctious, and she walks down the stairs and comes to the table and says, "I'm assuming you had luck finding the instrument."
It's right there.
And I'm assuming you have information to give for it.
Well, it's only fair. May I make
You
sure
may.
it's what I'm looking for?
You may. It is right here. And I
Very
take it
well.
off my back.
I would like to watch her very closely as she interacts with this loot.
She sets it down on the table, and her hands kind of glow as she passes it over. And she looks disappointed, and she kind of shakes her head. She goes, "Well, this is not what I was looking for, but a deal's a deal. So I guess I'll have to hunt more for it. Although it's a very finely crafted instrument, don't you agree?
I thought it was myself, yes.
Just not the one I'm looking for."
If you don't want it, could you give it to our bard?
"Yes, I have no need for this if you want
It's
it.
not my style of instrument, but thank you.
Aw, dang it. I'll take it.
It's fine, you can have it. It's no worth to me."
Nice.
And she says, "A deal's a deal. There's a knoll town encampment northwest of town. I've heard it say that's where your hunter disappeared.
Hmm.
And yes, I know your hunter disappeared. Before you ask that question." And she just kind of smiles.
How would you be privy to such information?
With talent like mine, you tend to know people.
Curious.
I may even know where the knoll encampment is.
I would like to insight check her.
I like to roll to seduce her.
What? How?
You can try. You can try Charmer. What'd you get?
That would be 19.
Okay, yeah, you can definitely tell that she is not being honest about everything, but she's not lying about what she's saying. She's not revealing everything to you, and you can tell that.
As a fellow performer, it'd be wonderful to get a drink together tonight and hang out and talk about trade skills and...
I will make myself scarce. Go to the
She
bar.
says-
I'm gonna watch
she
this.
says, "I
just doing
appreciate the
this."
offer.
Oh my
Roll a
God.
20.
I drink hot tea with lemon, please.
I'll be happy to get one.
Very well. And she waits for you to come back, and you bring back the tea, and she says, "So, you don't often see bards of your race,
Always had an inclination to music.
and
As a Dragonborn, I don't know. I just always found the enjoyability of the sounds.
it's not common that people know the right names for your races, Tiefling and Dragonborn. They usually just call you Beastkin, but I find it rather refined that you know that." And she's still kind of... Are you still there?
Yeah.
And you left?
I am.
Okay, you're gone.
I recognize a man who needs
She looks
privacy.
at you when you say refined, and it's like refined, as these younger gentlemen are. And she kind of like looks at you with like, and she's still wearing this mask, she's, and her ears, her eyes just kind of pierce you.
Should I leave? I say this out. Yeah, okay. I'm just gonna do the awkward back away. Just okay. Have a nice day.
She says, "And can I be honest with you?
You always may. I appreciate your honesty.
I do know where the Knoll camp is. I helped your hunter friend find it. You seemed like a nice enough person, and I happen to be able to track things fairly well. Be a very perceptive person. He knew where it was. I just helped him locate it. He had a general idea.
Do you think in the morning you'd be willing to help us?
I would recommend going early morning. I'll show you the way.
That's fine. Early morning gives us plenty of time.
The cave, the entrance is beyond the Knoll encampment, and you can only reach there through the Knoll encampment.
Okay.
So I'd recommend being sneaky."
Deal.
And she kind of like puts her cloak up and steps up. She says, "Thank you for the tea," and she never even drank any of it, and walks off.
Perfect. I get a room.
Okay.
Obviously, now I need to get a room.
I was gonna say.
You didn't really tell me where like the room was, so I'm gonna go check a bunch of doors and to see if they're unlocked.
Alec, Kevin has your key.
Oh. I didn't even get it.
You walk down to Kevin. He's
Yep.
like holding up the key. You forgot to grab it.
I did. Sorry.
Do you tell them, or are we just going to bed?
I'm sitting at the bar.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so you're at the bar. Okay.
Yeah, I definitely walk over to the bar.
Okay.
And we definitely have a journey in the morning, if you're willing. I got the information we're looking for.
I still have like a huge pouch of bugs. What am I gonna do with it?
Pity, I was hoping not to see you for the rest of the night for your sake, but...
Well, I just say we should meet up in the morning here. Early morning. I would say before sunrise a little ways.
Must we proceed to the Knoll camp?
Yes. For sure. Because apparently that is directly on the path to where the hunter came up missing.
It unsettles me that this individual knows so much about something that is our job.
Me too. And I tried getting more information, and she would have none of it, or my tea.
Oh no.
Do you still have your plethora of insects?
I do.
I hold up a big pouch that's probably still moving.
Well, before the evening retire, shall we possibly go try to...
It would be smart.
Yep, let's go.
So we head across town,
Okay.
back over to the shack,
Okay.
knock on the door.
Come in. Come in.
I brought you presents.
He
Good
looks-
sir, do you remember me from over there?
He looks at you, and he's like calculating things in his mind. He's like, hunters, right? Hunters. You guys are the hunters, but not the missing hunter. You guys are the new hunters that are in town.
Yeah, we are the
Yeah.
non-missing hunters present in front of you.
Right, because you couldn't be missing if you're... I'm sorry.
Correct.
Am I talking to myself again?
No.
Oh.
Maybe.
I mean, you're talking out loud around people. I don't think that counts as to yourself.
But you said you had some information earlier, before you disappeared.
Information?
About hunters. And missing hunters.
Yes, you're hunters, and there's a missing hunter.
Exactly. What do you know about the missing hunter?
That he's missing.
Wow.
And he's like super excited that like somebody's actually talking to him.
Do you want my bag of bugs?
He grabs it and he's looking and he's like, and he just starts throwing these bugs out like just randomly, like he's searching for. Oh, that's no good, and he hands you the bag back.
Oh, okay. Are you searching for a specific type of bug?
Yes, the centipede. I've only seen him twice, but I will get him. I will get him.
And you have no information about the missing hunter?
The missing hunter.
Or the
Dungeon?
The dungeon that was uncovered?
Dungeon missing. Yes, the missing hunter went missing in the dungeon.
What? No, he went missing in the Knoll Town.
Knoll Town?
Yeah.
Boris.
Yes.
Oh, sorry. Borsus.
Yes.
How is it that you search for things?
I go find bugs and I catch them.
Do the bugs tell you things?
He looks really confused. He's like, why would bugs talk to me?
Everything talks if you listen.
Well, I suppose that may be true. What do you mean search for things?
Information.
Oh, information? Oh, yeah. Yeah, my bird helps me and he points to his shoulder.
Does it talk?
No, it chirps.
Oh. Well,
Do you understand?
I can see through his eyes.
What?
What has your bird seen of late?
Oh.
The centipede. I saw him yesterday. That's why I was in the field trying to find the centipede. He was there.
Interesting.
His bird is a familiar, I think. Is your bird a familiar?
I don't understand what you're saying, hon.
Like when you snap your fingers to make him go away, does he just poof, and then you can make him appear in different places?
And it just sits there.
Well,
Has,
if he can see
has
through
he
his
seen
eyes,
anything
that
else
might be-
lately interesting? Besides the caterpillar you've been looking for?
Caterpillar.
You're confusing-
Oh, centipede? Yes.
Or centipede.
He saw the centipede. Yes, centipede.
Borsus,
Yes.
are you friends with Will on the council?
Yes, I'm on the council.
And Will, are you familiar with him? Should be your friend on the
Oh,
council.
yes, Will. Will Oldbuck. Yes, Will. I know
Yes.
Will. Yes.
Buck.
How long have you been on the council with Mr. Oldbuck?
With Mr. Oldbuck. Since he's been retired. I've been on the council and he starts counting on his fingers. And doesn't stop.
How long has Oldbuck been on the council?
Oh. And he stops and he starts over.
I'm looking through my bag. Is this possibly the bug you're looking for?
No, but it's big.
No.
You too. You notice it. It's the only bug I don't have in my collection from the local area.
Borsus, how big is big?
Oh.
Big compared to your bird?
Oh yes.
Bigger than your bird?
Big compared to me.
How are you gonna fit him in your house?
Well, I hadn't thought about that.
Maybe you need a bigger house.
I'll need a bigger display case.
I don't know if we're getting anything here, fellow hunters.
He's searching for a monster, and we're hunters.
I don't think we're asking the right questions.
I agree with you. Exactly. agree
Knoll
with you.
Town. Did you say Knoll Town?
No, we did.
I did.
Knoll Town. Why would the Knolls have a town?
For civilization?
Knolls and towns? There's whole towns of Knolls? I'd love to see that someday.
That sounds pretty neat. You want to come with us?
No. He
Oh.
says bluntly.
That makes sense.
I've got to catch a centipede. And he's like, goes back to tinkering with his bugs and stuff.
Cool. Well, I'm going to bed, and I start walking back to the tavern.
I'm just standing leaning against a wall, obviously. Watching this guy play with his bugs and his bird.
In a moment of clarity, he turns around and says, like his personality just shifts. He's like, if you don't have anything else, the door's there. And goes back to like tinkering again in his excitedness.
Oh, that sounded super passive aggressive.
I wouldn't know what that's like.
I don't have anything else at the second.
Well,
What is the hour?
it's getting late. Yeah.
This is a bug you've
What's
seen
that?
twice that you're looking for, this big one?
Yeah, the big centipede. I've seen it twice. Yeah, once through my birds, and then the other time it almost killed me when I was. And he starts counting again.
What was it, dark or daylight when you see it?
Oh, it was middle of the day.
Middle of the day.
Yeah.
Good luck, Narakis.
In that clearing you went
Evening.
up to?
That's where I first saw him.
That's where you first saw
And
him.
that's where the birds are. Yeah.
Okay, well, good night.
Good night! He says excitedly. And then you hear him mumbling something serious under his vest, like his personality changed again. But you can't quite make out what it was.
Alright, yeah. Definitely go back to the inn. Get
Okay.
some sleep before early morning.
Okay. Alright, so go ahead, you take your full rest. And as you wake up in the morning and you head downstairs, the tavern is actually empty. They haven't even opened the doors yet. And you see Luke kind of with their feet up, waiting on you.
Well, good morning, Will. Will, you said, right?
Luke.
Or Will.
Yeah.
Good morning, Will.
She says, good morning.
You're up awfully early.
Well, I figured we need to go see those gnomes.
Let's do it.
Are you accompanying us?
At least to the bridge. I prefer not to get my hands too dirty.
I can just wear gloves.
She
Wait.
laughs as she's putting on her gloves.
Oh,
Well, I appreciate you coming along and helping us on this.
Well, it's only right. I know you must have a need to find your missing companion.
companion is a strong word.
Fellow hunter.
Compatriot.
Well, I know you hunters aren't always the most loyal, but it must hit hard missing one of you.
The brazen fact of one of us disappearing is what is more concerning than anything else.
Exactly.
She says, well, sun comes at about 3 hours. We got about an hour walk. I suggest we head out now.
I do too.
Let's go.
So she takes you out the same way you went towards the capital. And you come to kind of this marshy area, and she cuts off in this swampy path that's cutting through, and you hear bugs scuttling and little things chirping and croaking and all these other noises. And you come to a dilapidated bridge, and you guys can put your characters down there on the end there.
Alright.
Did I set 2 kobolds down there on the end of the table that are painted?
2 what?
Kobolds on the end of the table that are painted?
That's
Or
not-
gnolls, sorry.
That's not foreshadowing.
Knolls. Yeah, that's them.
Yep,
Just
that's
grab
them.
them. If you would, put one where that bear rug is, and the other one in that house over there.
Ooh.
Yeah. And so go ahead and put your guys down there on the bridge,
Just on the bread in general
Yep.
terms.
wherever. Each space is 5 feet. We need a battle cam. So let me see if I can get production over here really quick. Production, if you're listening, can you give me a battle cam? So each square is 5 feet. But as you approach the bridge across the way, you see a campfire, a couple tents, some buildings, and another bridge on the far side. And Lou says, "This is the encampment. The entrance to the dungeon is on the other side. I would recommend not fighting gnolls."
I mean, they're not exactly the most intelligent creatures.
Well, this is why I recommended coming during the dark.
And thank God we'll have some time before daylight.
Madam, I mean no offense to your capabilities, but if you're not a hunter, you should not be here.
Yeah, I
Agreed.
did intend on staying here, she says.
She did say that she was leaving at the bridge. Well, have a nice rest of your morning.
If we make it back to town after this, maybe we can get some tea. I'll get you some tea again.
She laughs and says,
Like she'll drink it.
and she says something kind of cryptic. She says, "If you make it back to town," she asks like a question, and she disappears off into the mist.
Weird.
I really thought you had her on that one, honestly.
Yeah. I'm sure we'll be through the town a few more times.
So charming.
All right, let's roll for initiative. You are not actually in battle. This is a
Turn-based thing.
yep.
I wanted to see what she was hiding under her hood.
Thank you, Branch Corps, for the cheer.
Wow.
Okay.
I rolled terrible.
Oops.
Thrax is at 11.
13.
11 for Thrax.
I rolled a 10.
Add Alec 10.
Oh, I rolled a 13. Well,
13.
yeah, because my dex is +3.
Save 13. And then
Naraka's at 5.
save at 5.
Yeah, wonderful initiative I rolled there.
Okay. So, Alec, it is your move first. You can move up to your full speed, and you can use your other action to run. If you come in line of sight, within a certain distance, I won't tell you what distance, you will trigger the knolls. Triangles
So,
and
6,
cast.
30, 1, 2,
Where's the speed at on these
3,
sheets,
4, 5. Can I check inside the thing?
If you want,
by the way?
that will cost you your other
Your,
action.
Yeah.
your
Yeah.
speed is
What'd you
30.
roll?
12 plus 1.
Okay. How do you know
12
that?
plus
Oh,
1.
right there.
Just typical bed rolls.
Because
it
I
looks like
DM
somebody
a lot.
sleeps there. It kind of stinks a little bit.
That's good.
I get inside the tent and close the flap.
Okay. And knoll number 1 will go. He will go. Meet. Yep. He will move, since he can't move 2 that way. He'll move 1 that way and 1 towards me. There you go. Okay, and now we are at Thrax.
I am going to hold my turn and see what Alec does.
Okay. That brings us to you. Actually rolled higher initiative than the other knoll.
Ditto him.
Okay.
I'm not sure what's in the buildings or the tents, and seems as you're going through them,
I mean,
gonna
I'm
wait
a
and see what you discover.
He moves that way
I'm
one.
stealthy, so.
Okay. So you can tell, you see, like, kind of through, like, the boards and the windows, you can see that these gnolls are just kind of wandering around. Like, they just woke up. So they're just wandering around through the
They're up this early?
house.
Okay, 16, 17, 19. I rolled a 23 for stealth.
Okay. Yeah. Full move. Trees and rocks and stuff can be used as cover, too. Keep that in mind.
Are we full dashing every turn?
Yeah, you can. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you can move quick. They don't even know you're here. So.
Okay.
2. So he's gonna move to the right 2, towards the door.
All right. I will move up. I will move up. Keeping an eye on Alec.
Okay.
Do you even see me?
Probably not, because she's like full stealth in the bushes with a 23.
You can, and with an action, you can.
Yeah. So you have a move,
Yep.
and then you have an action, and then you have a bonus action. So you can take your movement, and then you can substitute your action for a dash, which is essentially doing your movement again.
Yep.
Okay. Cool.
All right. That's you.
That's me.
Yeah.
Same basic concept there. Oh, 30. Do it there.
And only triangles count as difficult.
Yeah, I saw that.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
Is the water on the map deep water or just
It's swamp.
murky? Okay,
yeah.
bog. Okay.
Yeah. All right. So that's to get east 3. So that guy's gonna move 3 that way. There you go.
Just standing on the table.
Yeah. Yeah. He doesn't like that table. He's like, screw your table. All right.
So we're supposed to make it past there? Into that little hole. Right.
I don't even see that. So
Yeah, you can see it now. You can see that there's another bridge that leads to something.
what are the states that these buildings are in?
They're dilapidated. Like if you were to walk close, they could probably see through the separate boards.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
So I'm gonna like try to stealthily get their attention
Okay.
and just point over to where the bridge is and to be quiet. Do I see the graveyard?
You can see the graveyard from there.
That's weird.
Okay. Go ahead and make another stealth check for me as you pass that window.
8. 18.
Okay. You're good. And that brings us to null number 1. So he's going to step 1 down. Towards me, sorry. And then 1 to the left. Yeah, there you go. Okay, and then that brings us to Thrax.
We could probably just kill it.
All right. I will attempt to move stealthily
Okay.
with a 11.
Zoinks.
Yeah, you're making the average noise. Okay.
And sticking in the greenery of the trees as best I can.
Okay, hold on 1 second here.
Oh no.
He doesn't see you. Okay.
You said this was deep water, just swampy,
You
right?
can walk right through it.
Yeah, we're gonna do
Wouldn't it make more noise?
It will. Yeah, but
that. A swamp dragon.
yeah, that's
Just get down and start
yeah.
penguining through the.
I will. Yeah, okay. I'll give you that for narrative purposes. You feel right at home in that.
I was gonna
swampy
say,
water.
I'm pretty sure I should be the most silent person in this.
But
I'm a
what-
swamp dragon.
Yeah,
instrument do you
I will.
have?
I will give you that as a narrative. Just he's like trudging through the swamp like
Just silent, just
a soldier with his instrument.
A
above
nom.
his-
I pictured it much stealthier looking than that. And then,
like you rubbed like war cry camo below his eyes. You know? All right, and that brings us to null 2. Oh come on, D4.
literally, I'm a black swamp dragon. Come on. I fit it
Man,
perfect
what
in
is
there.
up with these guys? He can't move that way, so he's gonna move 1 towards the door, diagonal if he can. Yep, there you go. All right.
What are they doing?
Okay.
I don't know. I
That
can't
brings us
see
back
them.
to the
To me,
beginning.
they don't even exist. So
So we're back to Allie.
Okay, well, they're gonna take a while.
I'm just helping in case.
Yeah, I'm not gonna let it reach all the way over the table. Move me to where I can see through that window. Yeah, that's good.
Okay, so you kind of crouch down and you're looking through the window.
Do I see the knoll?
You can see him. Yeah.
Alright, I'm just gonna ready my bow,
Okay. All right.
just in case.
And that brings us to null number 1. let's see what he does.
Which one's number one again?
The closest.
The first one's number one.
Yeah. He moves diagonally out the back door.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
To there?
Yeah.
Oh no.
Perfect.
Oh god. I'm
This is
just.
completely random. Okay. Fortunately enough, he rolled a natural 1 on his perception check.
So he walks outside
And he's like
falls asleep on
he
the
like
deck.
he walks out and he's like playing with something, fidgeting with something in his hand, leaning up leaning up against the door frame. And he's not looking out, he's like leaning on the door frame, looking towards the entrance. Yep, there you go.
What-
Wow. I'm in plain sight on a bridge.
Not really, that corner's in the way.
Would I know that knoll is in that house?
You can see him, yes.
Would that be like 3/4 cover?
Yeah.
No.
But he rolled a lousy on his perception.
So I was just saying, just in case I have to shoot him.
Yeah. You would actually probably have to reposition a little bit because he's literally behind that corner.
Oh.
Because there's a wall there. Okay, that brings us to Rex.
Okay, can I use thaumaturgy to create a small rodent-like scuffling noise coming from inside this room?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Please roll a perception check.
11.
Okay. I'm going to have moved before I did that, so I'm not standing right in front of the doorway when he goes.
Okay, and he hears this rustling and he kind of grunts and he walks into the room. Put him in the middle of the room. No, other room. Yeah. And then let's see if he notices you out that window. Dude, really? Really? Really?
Is it Wow.
These are some dumb gnolls.
Oh my gosh.
All right, and that brings us to you.
I have a perfect shot to him, though.
Alright.
So you see this black dragon like shape like come like coming up out of the swamp, like brushing off his like clothes, like it's got 3M on it or something, and it's just like beating off, you know. So
Shake my scales out a little bit.
Why?
And then he moves out 1 square. Yeah, out the door 1 square. Let's.
Oh. It's in direct line of sight.
30. That's 6.
One of them just rolls a natural 20.
He's like, he bends down on the floor and he's like trying to find something on the floor that he dropped under the bed or something. These gnolls, man.
This guy does?
No, this guy over there, yeah. He's looking out the front door. He's not even looking out the front door.
They're both in clear
All
line
right,
of sight.
now because of that, you will have to roll a stealth check to move.
Me?
Yep. Because he's got you in line sight.
Wait, what if I don't move? Like I just stay perfectly still?
You could do that if you wanted.
Okay,
We'll
I'm just
accept
gonna
that.
wait until both of them get into the
Okay.
place.
All right. And that brings us on to Knoll number 1.
I'm gonna hold my turn to shoot just in case either of them notice.
So he moves towards that wall, all the way up against the wall.
Dang it.
They are smart. Really.
Dice, man. All right, that brings us to Thrax.
I'm going to use thaumaturgy once again to create the exact same noise in this room,
Okay.
and then move.
Okay. Yeah. He walks back on the bear rug and he's like looking under the bear rug for something, you know. All right. I wasn't expecting thaumaturgy when I made this up. That's good. I like it. 1. So he moves towards the door 3. Yes, that was Knoll number 1. Sorry. So
Hey, him?
yeah. So he
So
moves
like
up
that.
1 towards the wall 1. Sorry.
Oh my lord.
Towards the wall 1, and then yeah, that's fine. We'll leave him there.
It's okay.
Yeah, me too. I'm
He's
one
just
of
going to
the
keep
those
rolling
too,
natural
but
ones, so it
it's
doesn't
just-
really
yeah,
matter where he
so-
is. You know.
You
Unless you roll really
guys,
bad stealth because if He's in
8.
direct line of sight of you.
8.
I didn't
rolled
roll a stealth. That
It keeps on getting like 2 better. Start at 2, 4,
can
6.
move.
Now we're on 8. You guys will have to make a stealth roll to move, and it is on Alec. Or no, yes, Alec.
Again? What about him?
Oh no, we moved the wrong one. Sorry, move that guy back. It was this one.
It was this one?
Yeah, he moves right outside the front of the door there.
Oh.
No, right back where he was. Yep, there you go.
Oh, that door.
But it's still going to be a stealth check for you guys to move. So then we are back to Alec.
I will keep holding my turn just until those two get inside.
Okay. And then now it's no 1. And it is a 2 straight over. There you go.
Great.
Yeah, I smell funky lizards maybe under my table. All right, chat's going like these gnolls. All right, go ahead and make your stealth check.
18.
Holy cow!
Nice.
19.
Okay, go ahead and make your move.
Natural 20. Natural 20.
I'm just gonna go to
Yeah, that's fine. So
The
you kinda,
foot
you,
of the tomb.
you hide behind the wall, you know,
Yeah.
getting ready.
And you want
You
to
know.
stealth check on me too?
Well, he's
No,
in direct line of sight.
you're behind the bridge, kind of lower
In the
yeah.
water.
Yeah,
Coming out black.
You're using Alec as cover.
yeah,
Pretty
exactly.
much.
So you're free to move in, but it's Thrax's turn now.
My turn was done.
Yeah, he's in.
Yeah. Oh, you just
You held.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So now
I,
it's
I
Noel
held
2.
to attack. I
Right,
can't-
but
Yeah.
now
Noel 2 now. Let's see which direction he goes.
Wow,
how
it'd
many
be super
squares?
embarrassing if it just rolled a natural 1.
He goes towards the wall, 1, and then over 1. Like, perfectly. Yep.
Is he just staring at the wall?
He's just kind of leaned back in the corner.
There's a wardrobe there. He's getting ready for the day.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't even know if he knows what he's doing.
Yeah, these gnolls, they need white armor and blasters. You're exactly right. All right, and that brings us back to Alec.
Okie doke.
You need a stealth roll to see the one out the window.
A lot.
18.
Go. Wow, these gnolls failed. Okay, you're good. Move in. All right. So when you get there,
Oh, I really want to fight those gnomes.
you may have not wanted to, by the way, but
Oh.
I'm just saying. Let me pull up this map really quick.
I'm good that we didn't. It's okay.
So when you get there, you see this kind of like exactly what it looks like. It's just like these random stairs that look like they've been uncovered with dirt not too long ago, and they lead down into a passage. And you can see like torchlight coming from the passage, like something's been down there before. You're just not sure what.
There is currently torchlight.
Yeah. And the torches are lining the path down in.
Do you have the ability to see in the dark?
I do.
I do not believe so.
Tieflings do.
Find out for sure.
Do I? That is unfortunate.
Let's see here.
I don't think I do.
Graces.
I really don't think I do.
All right.
Although it's a swamp dragon, you'd think.
They have, of course, breath, but
Yeah, we have terrible breath weapons.
Dragonborn traits. Yeah, I don't.
Yeah, I don't
They
think
don't
we
have
do.
dark
Doesn't
vision.
yeah, it doesn't.
Yeah, I
say
don't
it.
think we have dark vision.
Not according to D&D Beyond. So if I'm wrong, blame how D&D Beyond reads.
Beyond.
Beyond. But yes, it is. The stairs are well lit, and you can see the bottom starts as like there's a landing that stretches out a little bit farther. That's about. Let me get back to this map. That's about 15 feet wide.
Are there any tracks in the dust/dirt?
No,
Well,
not that you can notice.
well, I'll go last.
For starters, If this is the only exit, then we're gonna have to be able to get past the knolls
They were pretty easy to get past.
in the middle of the day when they're more awake.
Unless we plan on just being in the dungeon for a while.
Or we can just swim across.
As you guys are talking, you hear a humming and a familiar voice coming from the bottom of the stairs.
I'm gonna start walking down.
I'm gonna absolutely let you take the lead.
Like,
I cast dancing lights.
It's lit.
Oh.
Yeah, there's torches.
But I wanted to see dancing lights.
Yeah, that's fine. So you cast your orbs up and they strobe light and you start having a dance party in the middle of the dungeon. As you walk down the stairs, the voice, the humming gets obviously louder, and you see Luke leaned up against this large gate that is closed with some sort of locking device in the middle. She says, "Oh, you found your way in."
Okay. Yep, we did.
That's amazing. And as you look at this gate, it widens out to about 25 feet, and it doesn't appear to be able to go up or down. Your ceilings are above you, so you just assume by the split in the middle that it has to open sideways.
Does the circle in the middle look like it would fit a hunting stone?
Nope. She says, "Well, I suppose we need to figure out how to get in now."
I'm useless when it comes to locks.
If everyone wants to go up the stairs, get away from me a little bit.
You notice it's not a normal keyhole, but it has some sort of spinning device on it with a bunch of letters.
Yeah.
I could always just try to pick the lock.
There's no physical lock, no keyhole.
I know. I just meant yeah. Just do the puzzle.
Well, then I will go up and inspect it since we were all lollygagging about.
Well, I didn't want to
Yeah.
play my thunder wave right now with everyone
That
standing
didn't
here.
turn out too well for me last time.
How's your pinky feeling?
Fantastic.
That didn't feel
Okay.
too genuine.
Everybody make me a perception check. Let's see what we find in the little area.
Ew. 7.
And we're adding that to our...
I'm like a knoll.
I got a 10 on the dice.
14 total.
Okay. So you guys notice that there's no the room's pretty barren, but there are 2 columns on either side of this gate that appear to have some sort of inscriptions on.
What language?
It is common.
What do they say?
So as you come closer to the column, and this will be where we end our tonight's journey, it reads, "I begin eternity and end space. At the end of time and in every place. Last in life, second to death, never alone, found in your breath. Contained by earth, water, or flame, my grandeur so awesome, where wind dare not tame. Not in your mind, am in your dreams, vacant to kings, present to queens."
Whoa.
I will read that off air so you guys can write it down.
Yeah.
I was going to go watch it over and over again.
you could
Yeah, I
watch
was
it
gonna
over
say,
and
I was
over
just
on the
gonna go-
replay.
Yeah.
But that is where we are going to end tonight's adventure.
All
So I
right.
thank everybody for tuning in. We will see you next week. Thank you for the bits. Thank you for all the comments and chat. I've been reading you guys. You guys are awesome, and we look forward to seeing you next week. Hopefully we'll have a 4th in by next week. And why don't we start getting some voting who your favorite characters are going. We'll join our Discord and get it in there.
The Knolls.
Thanks, guys.